Have you guys seen this video that surfaced of Biden commenting about Haiti? It's from the 90s.
Of a paper in the Delaware Valley, asked their reporters to come down and talk to me and said, why is Biden so concerned about Bosnia and not about Haiti? Is it because blacks are involved in Haiti? Blacks are what at stake in Haiti, and in Bosnia, they are European whites. If Haiti, a god-awful thing to say, if Haiti just quietly sunk into the Caribbean or rose up 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a whole lot in terms of our interest.
I think most Haitians wish that was true, that the U.S. didn't have much interest in Haiti, but the opposite is true. And the U.S. is constantly meddling all the time, basically controls the entire Haitian economy, determines certainly what it is and how it's done. And, pretty much every agreement that's ever been signed between the so-called international community and Haiti that the U.S. behind has all sorts of stipulations, like requiring them to have a market economy, requiring them to eliminate tariffs. I mean, Haiti, rice is a big staple in Haiti. In 1986, almost all the rice in Haiti was produced in Haiti. By 1996, almost all the rice was coming from the United States, and still does today. And it was because they had heavy tariffs on the rice. Because of a structural adjustment program from the IMF, they took them from 50% to 3% in 10 years. And Haiti is now just a dumping ground for excess rice that comes from U.S. farmers. And when you're down there, everywhere you go, you see this American rice is for sale. The main industry, most people work in the informal sector in Haiti, something like 70% of people. So the main industry people work in are sweatshops. And the reason sweatshops are big there is because the U.S. has passed a law, the so-called HOPE Act, which is ironic and unbelievable in many ways, that means you have tariff-free access to the United States market. So all these companies from other countries, primarily Taiwan and other places like that, they come in. Sometimes they find some Haitian oligarchs to work with them. They set up sweatshops and they send it to the United States. And it's, everything from PPE. During the pandemic, there was a lot of that was being made in Haiti. All sorts of every apparel company you can think of at different moments has had ties there. Champion, the sports company. But then also now they're trying to expand. They make some little parts for the military industrial complex. They're now trying to make little parts for laptops and stuff like that. But it's all sort of very sweatshop labor, but it's good for businesses because then they don't have to pay tariffs or whatever coming from some other, whatever home country that they have there.
I also found the if you guys want the context for why Biden said that,
give it to me.
Haiti. I mean, I know it's
context. History is important.
No. All right, here it is. Ready? So here is why Biden said what he had to say. Of course, there's always an explanation. Reading from Newsweek. 27-year-old remarks President Joe Biden made about Haiti gained attention as the U.S. vows to provide assistance to its Caribbean neighbor. Speaking with PBS host Charlie Rose in 1994, the then Delaware senator, alongside then Rep. Michael Castle, we're talking about whether or not Bill Clinton would invade Haiti following the 91 overthrow of democratically elected President Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Charlie, it doesn't matter much anymore. The truth of the matter is no one doubts our power. It used to be thought if when you had a situation where you had two competing superpowers and we failed to enter into a circumstance where there was a third, quote, third world country. Wow, that's pretty woke for Biden in 94, to put that in quotes. See, like developing nation, where there was a competition for control of that country and a competition for them being on one camp or the other, then it had consequences that were real. Quite frankly, if we decided tomorrow to go into anywhere or not go into anywhere, it's not going to change the calculus of NATO. It's not going to change the calculus of the Russians. It's not going to change the calculus of the Chinese. And they're the things that matter to us. The distinction between Bosnia and Haiti, for example, if some of us are right on Bosnia, that this ethnic cleansing has the potential to rear its ugly head in Ukraine, in Belarus, in the former Soviet Union, where they have major arsenals of nuclear. Crap, I lost it. Okay, where's the thing?
They just posted the whole script.
Yeah,
they're so fucking lazy.
No, it's just the transcript. It's 7 pages long. It's 7 pages long. They just posted those. It's not an article. It's just the transcript.
Oh,
all
right.
That's just you have to control F to find it. I think.
Did you find it? Did you find the well, I like the whole thing. Look, you said context was important, Eugene, so that's what I was trying to do. What word am I see again? See.
I'm not 100% what word you're searching for.
See. All right. I wanted to know what the context was, but Ocean. Thank you, Leslie. Hold on. No ocean either. These motherfuckers. Excuse me.
Because he did say sink into the ocean, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Maybe sink.
Hold on.
300 feet. Didn't he say rise 300 feet into the air?
Joe Biden. I wanted the context, though. That's what. Hold on. Oh my God. All right. Well, I feel like that was a good break. Maybe people needed to like stretch. Not your part, Eugene, just the part where I looked for that one thing.
I thank you. I appreciate the clarification.
I want to mention though, I did actually take the time to read the article by Benjamin Fearnow about Joe Biden, the Newsweek article. There actually is no context. He was just saying the accusation was that the reason you don't care about Haiti is because there's black people in Haiti. And he says, actually, the reason we don't care about Haiti is because we don't give a shit about Haiti. There's no other context. There's just it's just him giving like a rambling white man rant about how the way things are and how the world is and what matters and what doesn't. So there's no additional context. Every sentence in that is just a statement of belief. He's not trying to explain some larger point. It's like, no, we don't care about the blacks in Haiti, but we do care about, and we actually don't give a fuck about the Russians either. We're the guerrilla. That's all he's saying. I don't know why the fact that Newsweek would put up just a copy and paste of this text, knowing that most people won't read this article and will just assume that obviously this was taken a bit of a context, is a little bit softer, and when you read in context, and they hide the fact with just copying and pasting like line after line after line of this transcript that provides no additional context whatsoever, no matter how many times you read it. It's just running cover for Biden without even being asked.
Of a paper in the Delaware Valley, asked their reporters to come down and talk to me and said, why is Biden so concerned about Bosnia and not about Haiti? Is it because blacks are involved in Haiti? Blacks are what at stake in Haiti, and in Bosnia they are European whites. If Haiti, a god-awful thing to say, if Haiti just quietly sunk into the Caribbean or rose up 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a whole lot in terms of our interest.
It's like, oh, Biden is trending on Twitter in an embarrassing way. We better put up an article to defend it.
Right.
Vaguely.
That, you see, and you guys thought that was a detour, Leslie, and I had this planned from the get-go. That whole thing was a show instead of tell.